going to talk about weather and do a science experiment. We're going to start off with our rain science experiment. So, we're going to make a rain cloud. So, you need shaving cream, blue food coloring, and a jar of water filled to the top. Now you're going to do this. This is our rain cloud. This is our rain.
Is that real clean?
It's blue food coloring. I'm going to do a cup of, this is kind of thick. What are you doing? You're pressing the focus. Okay, so we used gel food coloring, which I thought was maybe a little too thick, and it'll take just a little bit longer. So I mixed some of it with some water. And as rain puddles up together in the clouds, the water droplets form together. And then they start to break through the clouds because they get too heavy for the cloud to hold it. Yes, sir, you can. Here. And it starts to rain.
Okay. Don't squirt it like a drop. Can I try?
Yep. Jordan, have a chance to try too?
Yeah, Jordan. Something I got on the table.
There is the rain. Try this at home with your parents. Snow and ice. In cold weather, ice crystals sometimes stay frozen. They join together to fall as sleet or snowflakes. Have you ever played with snowballs or been skiing, tobogganing, or even skating in the snow? Hailstones form in storm clouds. Heavy hailstones can fall very fast, so they don't have time to melt before they reach the ground, even in warm weather. When the air is very cold, water turns to ice. Dripping water freezes into icicles. A skin of ice forms on puddles and ponds. Never walk on frozen ponds or lakes. The ice may not be strong enough to hold you. Water vapor in the air freezes and makes frost patterns on windows. Storms. Air, water droplets, and ice crystals swirl around inside giant storm clouds. All this fierce movement makes a kind of electricity that we see as lightning. Sheet lightning flashes in the clouds. Fork lightning streaks from the clouds to the ground and back again. Lightning flashes with a crash of thunder. We see lightning before we hear thunder, even though they happen at the same time. You should always stay indoors during a thunderstorm. Count between the flash of lightning and the crash of thunder. The higher you have to count, the farther away the storm is. A hurricane is a swirling mass of wind and rain that forms over the sea. It becomes less fierce when it reaches land, but it can still do terrible damage. A tornado is a twisting funnel of air reaching from a storm cloud down to the ground. As it races across land, it can destroy houses and can even pick up trucks. Different parts of the world have different kinds of weather. Some places are hot, some warm, and others are cold. The kind of weather that a place has is called its climate. The sun's rays shine straight down onto the middle of Earth, making it hot. Rainforests in this part of the world are always warm and wet. As the North and South poles, the sun rays are more spread out, so it's freezing cold year-round. Did you know that Earth does not face the sun directly? It is tilted. As Earth moves around the sun, the half nearest the sun changes over and the seasons change. One half is tipped away from the sun and has winter. The other half is tipped toward the sun and has summer. At the same time of year as children in North America are playing in the snow, children in Australia are swimming in the sea. Weather forecasts. Weather forecasts are people who gather information from weather stations all over the world, even from space, and use it to tell us what weather we will be having. Facts about the air, wind, temperature, clouds, and rainfall are put into computers, which can pass information to each other very quickly. Weather buoys gather information from the sea. Satellites take pictures of the weather on Earth from space. Farmers used to look for natural signs to help them forecast the weather. They were not always right. They said that a red sunset meant fire weather the next day, but a red sunrise would bring bad weather.